Coming up on Saturday Night Live from the Apex in Las Vegas, it's UFC Fight Night 192. The main event, a light heavyweight bout between former UFC light heavyweight championship title challenger Anthony Smith and rising challenger Ryan Spann. Let's break it down. Ryan Spann is 30 years old. He's 6'5" with an 81.5-inch reach and a record of 19-6 with 5 knockouts and 11 submissions. From Memphis, Tennessee, Spann began training in martial arts at a young age and after high school competed as an amateur, compiling a record of 3-1 in the welterweight division before turning pro in 2013 with a rear naked choke of Aaron Leburn. He won his next 4 with 3 submissions before suffering his first defeat, a first-round knockout to Brandon Ferran. He bounced back, winning 5 of his next 8 before appearing in Dana White's Contender Series in 2017, where he was knocked out by Karl Roberson in the first round with a barrage of elbows. After submitting Lemarcus Tucker via rear naked choke, he scored back-to-back knockouts of Myron and Alex Nicholson before making his second appearance on Dana White's Contender Series, this time defeating Emiliano Sordi with a first-round guillotine and getting a UFC contract. He made his promotional debut on September 22, 2018, defeating Luis Henrique by unanimous decision, and followed that up 8 months later with a first-round knockout of Antonio Nogueira. In October of 2019, he submitted Devin Clark with a guillotine choke, then won a close split decision over Sam Alvey before engaging in a wild brawl with Johnny Walker, dropping Walker heavily twice before going for a takedown and getting stopped by a barrage of punches and elbows from above. 6 months later, on March 13, 2021, he returned with a performance of the night victory, dropping Misha Cirkunov in the first round with a left hook before finishing him with ground and pound. Long and athletic, Spann uses his size exceptionally well, picking his opponents off at a distance with his solid kickboxing, and is even more dangerous on the ground, as evidenced by his 11 submissions in his 19 victories. Anthony Smith is 33 years old. He's 6'4" with a 76-inch reach and a record of 35-16 with 19 knockouts and 13 submissions. From Omaha, Nebraska, Smith dropped out of high school in his senior year, getting work as a concrete finisher and taking up Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and making his MMA debut on February 29, 2008 with a second-round armbar submission of Dave Moran. It was rough going for Smith in the early stages of his career, going 14-7 and suffering 6 knockout losses before signing with Strikeforce, where he debuted in 2013 with a second-round knockout of Ben Logman. In his next fight, he was knocked out in 1 round by Adlan Amagov and won his next 3 by stoppage before getting submitted via triangle choke by Roger Gracie in the final event held by Strikeforce before it went defunct. He lost his next 2 by submission, then put up an impressive 7-fight winning streak with 6 stoppages before making his UFC debut with a unanimous decision over Leonardo Guimarães. 8 months later, he dropped the unanimous decision to Cesar Ferreira, but then won his next 3 by stoppage, including a third-round knockout of Andrew Sanchez before taking on Thiago Santos, where he was stopped by a vicious liver kick followed by ground and pound. After knocking out Hall of Famer Rashad Evans with a knee, Smith headlined his first event, in which he stopped former light heavyweight champion Mauricio Shogun Rua with an elbow and followed that up with a rear naked choke of Volkan Ozdemir. On March 2nd, 2019, he challenged John Jones for the light heavyweight championship, getting dominated from the start and losing via unanimous decision, despite Jones being docked 2 points for an illegal knee. He came back 4 months later, beating Alexander Gustafsson by rear naked choke, then lost 2 of his next 3, a TKO loss to Glover Teixeira, a decision loss to Alexander Rasik, and a triangle choke victory over Devin Clark. On April 24, 2021, he defeated the up-and-coming Australian Jimmy Crute with a brutal leg kick, which rendered Crute unable to continue. A well-rounded fighter who combines crisp kickboxing with excellent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Smith is a rugged and dangerous brawler, equally as dangerous on the mat as he is on his feet, having his last 9 victories coming by stoppage. Will the explosive power and 5.5-inch reach advantage of Spann be enough to keep Smith at bay, or will the iron will and dogged determination of Lionheart help him grind out another victory as he eyes another shot at light heavyweight gold. Tune in Saturday night to Smith versus Spann, and let's find out.